Hello, hope you're doing good. My name is Vamsi Paitpalli. Now I'm going to say about my presentation titled Article Analysis and Presentation, centered around a recent wide article titled A New Era of Attacks on Encryption is Starting to Heat Up, published on March 18, 2025. This presentation aims to explore the key issues raised in the article, connect them with core academic concepts from Module 2, and reflect on the broader implications for digital privacy, regulatory compliance, and IT governments as governments worldwide propose new measures that challenge the existing framework of encryption. It becomes vital to analyze how these developments interact with organizational and individual concerns related to cybersecurity and human rights. This title slide introduces the topic and so setting the stage for a deeper dive into the content and implications of the article. And uh, and when it comes to article summary, the wide article sheds light on the rising global trend where governments are increasingly pushing for policies that would weaken encryption systems in digital communication platforms. Countries like United Kingdom, France, and Sweden have introduced proposals that include measures such as client-side scanning, mandatory backgrounds for government access, and even potential bans on certain encrypted services. These proposals are typically justified on grounds of national security, suggesting that such access would aid in criminal investigations and counterterrorism efforts. So, however, privacy advocates and cybersecurity experts argue that weakening encryption comprises the safety of all users by creating potential entry points for malicious entities. The article emphasizes that encryption is not just a technical feature, but a cornerstone of digital security and human rights. And when it comes to application to concepts, the issues presented in the article are closely linked to fundamental topics discussed in Module 2, particularly those related to IT governments, data governments, regulatory compliance, and digital privacy. As a human right, encryption sits at the heart of modern IT systems, serving as a primary mechanism to protect sensitive data and ensure secure communications. The article themes are especially relevant for understanding how external policy pressures can be impact internal organization controls and processes, and this also frameworks for evaluating how data is managed, governed, and protected within the organizations, and how legal and ethical considerations must be balanced. The article offers a real world context in which these theoretical principles are tested, revealing the tensions that arise when national security concerns confront the need for robust data protection. And these conflicting demands create a challenging environment for IT and compliance professionals who must navigate the evolving landscape while upholding both organizational responsibilities and the privacy rights of the individuals. And when it comes to IT governments and data governments, so this plays a crucial role in ensuring that information systems support on organizational objective while mitigating risk and maintaining accountability. IT governance encompasses the frameworks and policies that direct and control IT use to align it with business goals, while data governments focus on the accurate, secure, and compliant management of data throughout its life cycle. The proposals described in the article to weaken encryption directly challenging the ability of organizations to uphold these governance standards. If encryption mechanisms are compromised by government mandated backdoors or client side scanning, the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data come under threat. This erosion of security not only increases vulnerability to cyber attacks but also undermines stakeholders' trust in the organization's ability to safeguard information. So, this situation underscores the importance of upholding strong governments practices to resist or mitigate such external pressures while preserving the security and reliability of data systems. So, when it comes to regulatory compliance refers to the obligation of organizations to adhere of laws, regulation, and standards that govern data protection and information security. In the current regulatory environment, many jurisdictions require the use of robot encryption as a means of protecting personal data. The European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, for example, mandates the implications of appropriate technical and organizational measures to ensure the data security, specifically referring to the encryption as a standard practice. The article presents a troubling scenario where new governmental proposal to weaken encryption could place organizations in a legal precarious position. So this legal contradiction could result in penalties, loss of public trust, and damage to a organization reputation. Furthermore, the regulatory uncertainty introduced by such conflicting mandates could organize must therefore remain vigilant, proactively engaged in policy discussions, and even develop the strategies to maintain compliance while advocating for the continued use of strong encryption to fulfill their legal and ethical responsibilities. So, when it comes to digital privacy and human rights, so it is widely recognized as a fundamental human right vital for the protection of freedom, such as expression, association, and protection from unwarranted surveillance. The article from Wide underscores the critical role that encryption plays in preserving this right. By securing communication channels and personal data, encryption serves as a safeguard against unauthorized access by both malicious actors and state authorities. The push to weaken encryption, as highlighted in the article, therefore poses a direct threat to these fundamental freedoms. It opens the door to widespread surveillance, increases the risk of data breaches, and undermines individual ability to control their own information. And upholding strong encryption standard is essential not only for technical security but for preserving democratic values and human dignity in the digital age. So, at the ending, the wide article highlights the growing tension between protection of legal privacy and human rights. The debate over encryption is not merely a technical issue, but a complex socio-political challenge that intersects with legal, ethical, and organizational domains. Governments around the world are seeking new powers to access encrypted communications, arguing that such access is essential for law enforcement. However, these efforts threaten to undermine the very foundations of digital security, creating vulnerabilities that could be exploited by bad actors. For organizations, this represents a formidable challenge in maintaining compliance, ensuring data security, and preserving user trust. So the case of illustrates the vital influence of IT governance and data governments in responding to evolving external pressures, as well as need to clear regulatory guidance that balance security with privacy. So, continuing to unfold, it is crucial that all stakeholders, including policymakers, technologists, and civic society, engage in thorough dialogue to safeguard the digital rights and security of all the individuals. So, thank you. That's it. Yeah.